Morning, gents. How are you?
Good morning, Johnny.
What a lovely part of the world this is, isn't
Good
it? How are you?
morning.
Nice to see you.
Yeah, good.
And
brought
you?
the rain.
This is quite an amazing building, isn't it?
Fantastic.
How did you come across it?
I've been driving past it and I was thinking every time I passed that would be a fantastic property.
It looks like a really strong building.
These walls
Really
are really thick.
And actually, it's in pretty good condition when you think about it. Should we go inside, have a look?
Please do.
Set in 3/4 of an acre, the filter house has a massive footprint of 6,200 square feet within a triple height brick and stone shell.
Man, what a space!
Brilliant, isn't it?
That is incredible, isn't it? It's much lighter than I thought it was going to be, actually.
It's big.
That's incredible, isn't it? But the lighter brick really bounces all that light around.
This building would have once been a maze of pipes and giant filter tanks. Large feed pipes under the floor brought raw water from the reservoir, which was filtered through sand in the tanks, then pumped out again, supplying clean water to the surrounding population.
Well, if you think that the standard 3-4 bedroom house would quite easily fit in there, and you've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, nearly 10 times the size of that. It's big, it is absolutely massive. Okay, so these are your plans.
They are indeed.
Matt and Mike's basic idea is to build 2 semi-detached houses inside the shell of the building at the front. Mike's going for an open plan ground floor, while Matt's is much more divided for family life. These will open onto a central covered atrium, with garages and workshops at the back. Each house will be 3,100 square feet, over 3 floors. Although there's plenty of top light now, getting daylight to the lower floors presents a bigger challenge. Matt and Mike already have permission to cut small windows into the front of the building, but they want my advice on how to get bigger windows through planning.
Sometimes the planners like subservient wings to a grand entrance, but I would definitely draw an option that shows it more rectangular rather than arched, because what they might think is you're making too much of them. You're actually making too much of a statement.
Right.
And I think by just putting a flat top over there, there and there, and those 4 bays, still a nice brick detail so it looks nice and elegant, I think there's another option that you could show them.
They plan to complete the restoration within a year. And to keep costs down, Jimmy wants to tackle the large structural works on his own. He's rented out his home on the Isle of Man to live on site in a caravan.
Jimmy, how are you, mate? Really good to meet you. How's things? You all right? This is your home sweet home.
Yeah.
Home sweet home.
Home away from home. It's a site office.
Ah.
Yeah.
Have you done a project like this before?
For me, my main task is to come in and get all of the stuff done and out of the way that these boys can't handle. You know, just because I've been on site my whole life. So, yeah, I'm here to do all the cutting and all the hard work.
I mean, you lot have really got your work cut out, haven't you? I mean, you are literally juggling all the family, the bank, a major restoration project, you being a new dad, and you've got your brother building it. No pressure, mate.
There's the odd bone of contention. There might be an argument along the way, you know, words said, maybe. But I'll get everything done for him. Yeah, that's what I'm here for. You know, blood's thicker than water and all that.
Absolutely. Hopefully we won't see any of it.
There'll be plenty of blood, sweat and tears on this.
You're right there. You know, on the face of it, this could be a relatively straightforward restoration project. It's a big building with lovely open plan spaces all ready to be converted into a home. But when you've got 2 owners, a father-in-law and a son-in-law, with very different house types, with very different opinions about how they do this project, it could get very complicated. I take my hat off to them for taking the project on, but I'll tell you what, restoration is not for the faint-hearted.
Matt Whittle has made a joint investment with his father-in-law to turn the filter house into 2 family homes. He's fitting in as many hours on site as he can around his job as an IT developer. But the heavy building work is down to Matt's younger brother, Jimmy.
Keep going, keep going. You're all right. You're doing well. Looks like you've done this before, Jimmy.
Oh, yeah, maybe once or twice. A little bit rocky, like our relationship. Oh, poor bro.
He's been doing this a long time. He knows exactly what he's doing. He's a very good builder. And I'm more than happy to come to him and say, how are we going to do this, Jimmy? You tell me exactly, and I will do as you say.
Well, he's my brother, so, you know, he's been there for me in the past, so I've got to give him a year of my life to create what's going to be an absolutely awesome building.
To maintain family relations, Matt is avoiding putting pressure on Jimmy with strict deadlines. After a 7-month wait for planning amendments, they're finally given permission to start cutting out double-height windows that will flood the lower part of the building with light. "10 months since my first visit, I'm keen to see how Matt and Mike are getting on.
Morning, gents.
That might be.
Morning. So good to see you.
And you?
It's been a while.
Morning, George. It's been a really long time, hasn't it?
Too long, in fact.
I've grown a beard in
You
the
have?
time and stuff.
Yeah.
This is a stress detector. if this goes grey, I'm going to hand the project off to someone else.
You're not quite where I imagined you were going to be.
No, but
Not quite.
the planning aspect and the organisation of it all has taken far, far longer than I wanted it to, and I thought that it would.
You've obviously started doing some structural work. I can see some beams going over there where you're starting to knock through. Because you've obviously got the big concrete lintels in, which is fantastic. They must have taken some work, mind.
Yeah, I think Jimmy's done a fantastic job with us, and we took your advice, George, on going for the square ones instead of the arch. That was a point you made last time.
Yeah,
so,
I think it looks a bit stronger for her, actually. That would be an amazing day when they go in. What a difference that will make to the building, won't it? It'll look fantastic, actually. How's Jimmy doing?
He's doing very well.
His one-man construction team.
You know, when you think about the amount of time that work actually happens on site, a lot's been done.
Where is he this morning? Where is he? He's thought he'd be cracking away at hard work.
He's partying last night.
So he's partying last night?
He was at a rock gig until about 3 in the morning, and he's just got up. Jimmy!
Here he is, the boy wonder. How
How we doing?
Good, how are you? You all right?
Not too bad.
You've been grafting hard? Put all this in?
Yeah.
All of this? New beams, new blocks?
Yeah.
It's not just the floor that's been keeping Jimmy busy, but what he found beneath it. A decommissioned water feed pipe that's still connected to the local reservoir up the hill.
£300,000 house and a new water feature, and it'd be raw water as well.
Jimmy's solution was to remove the pipe and block the end with concrete.
So that would have been a big old pipe running right through here. Oh, there it is there. There's a bit of pipe. I wonder how much water would have gone through that every day. I'll tell you what, these blocks and beams are not bad, are they?
Yeah, they weren't the easiest things to fit when I've only got myself and one other man on site, but
That's a hell of a job.
Nothing has been easy on this site, I tell you. Nothing. I need more labour.
Why haven't you got more labour?
Because I'm working for family, and there's just nothing but trying to save money.
You feel like killing your brother yet?
I felt like that before I even started the job.
Let's hope it doesn't come to that, mate.
It looks like the brothers need all the help they can get to keep things running smoothly. So I'm happy to offer some free labour, making an opening for new bifold doors. Despite working alone, Jimmy prepares all the floor and window openings, so Matt and Mike can finalise the design for an internal prefabricated frame. Matt and his father-in-law Mike are 18 months into converting the filter house into 2 family homes. So far they've spent £110,000 of their £400,000 budget, building the 2 houses in parallel. It's a big day for Matt's brother Jimmy, who's in charge of the conversion. They're about to finally break through the 12 inches of solid stone wall on the side of the house to create new openings.
This is the one fun bit that I get for like 3 or 4 seconds of cranking this jack and just watching the wall go. I'm like, yes, oh, I am a building ninja.
I know that my brother's crazy.
Here's Jimmy!
These new openings will transform the building. The boys are on a roll.
This is my baby for the day. Yeah, baby! Yeah! And away she goes. Sorted. See ya! Oh! That's the best bit. Timber!
Now they can measure up and place an order for bespoke windows and doors to be made. Mike has called contractors in to finish his house separately to Matt's, so I'm keen to see how it's shaping up.
Oh my God, you've got paint on the walls.
I know, great, isn't
It's
it?
fantastic. And the glass is in. Oh, this is brilliant.
Yeah, these are really nice, aren't they?
My
was fantastic last week. There's still a little bit of snow.
There's light at the end of the tunnel. This has just lifted me a little bit, so God knows what it does for you.
Well, it's just fantastic. It's not going to take that long once, you know, it's just been held up with those windows for so long.
Although they're making good progress, the pressure of the build is starting to wear Jimmy down. I'm wondering if it's all too much.
Jimmy,
How's it going, my man?
well, how's it going with you, more to the point? Don't worry about me, I'm more worried about you.
I'm not gonna lie, it's been better.
I'm not trying to sound insincere, but is it really worth it? This isn't your house.
There's still so much to do. Like, I keep walking away. I keep walking away, and then I'm like, that's my family. It's my family. I'm gonna go back and help. And I have another argument. I'm like, I'm walking away. All I'm trying to do is look after my brother and my father-in-law, and you know. But I do have my own life as well, and this has swallowed a very significant chunk of it now. And I'm not gonna lie, it's getting to the stage where like, yeah, I might end up walking away.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Nice
How
to
are
see
you?
you. How are you?
Great, thank you.
Well,
Good
how are
morning.
you?
Very well.
Is it done? Is it done?
It's nearly there.
This is
nearly
done.
there. Hey, I'll be ready for moving in shortly.
Good.
Yeah, on the next weekend.
Next
On the
weekend?
yeah.
You're in.
Yeah.
I've got a couple more days to do.
We should go inside and have a look?
Yeah. Let's.
Come on then.
What was once a vast abandoned industrial space has been divided into 2 homes, opening onto a covered atrium in the middle of the building. To the left, Mike's ground floor is now a light and airy entertaining space.
Oh, that's very smart, isn't it?
It's really come out exceptionally well. As just how I pictured it to be when I was designing it, yeah. It really feels like a home, and I can't wait to get moved in on Saturday.
You can really see how the space has come to life, actually, because the windows look lovely. I can see just glimpsing through there out in your garden courtyard.
Yeah.
Windows look fantastic. I know that cost you a fair few quid.
It's probably worth it.
But that is brilliant, isn't it?
They gave us the planning for such a tiny window at this side, it would have ruined the whole room.
Yeah.
And Matt argued and argued over and over to win over, and it just absolutely makes the whole ground floor space.
And then this has to be one of the biggest island units I think I've ever seen.
It's great, isn't it?
Massive! The lighting looks really smart. You know, you've got lovely wall lights just where you need them, task lighting. Downlighters are all really smart as well. These are lovely. Over the top of the island unit. Really, really beautiful. It's a fantastic kind of socialise and family space, really.
Yeah.
Great place to entertain.
Yeah. Oh, it's going to be nice at Christmas when we get all the family around. Yeah.
Can we go upstairs?
Why not?
Lead the way.
Upstairs, there's plenty of room for 3 guest bedrooms and 3 bathrooms.
Oh, that's a very smart bathroom. Oh, it's massive! I love the window, but you've matched that sill directly with the sill above. You still see all the arch above, and you see everything. Do you know what? I've only just noticed the church over there.
All right.
Can you see it? We'll just get you a little box to stand
Yeah,
in.
I'll do something like that.
Come on, get on your tiptoes, mate.
I'm too short.
Do you want me to lift you up?
At the top of the prefabricated timber frame that was inserted into the structure of the old building, Mike has a master bedroom suite he's always dreamt of.
And then up to your very, very light top level. It's absolutely flooded with natural light, isn't it? This looks stunning. Oh, what a beautiful room, eh? So you're able to basically lie in bed here.
Well, that was the idea.
Look up all the time.
Look at the stars at night. It's just, that was one of the things that we did it this way for.
A fantastic way to have crafted the room where you've got glazing on either side and at the end. And this beautiful shape of the ceiling, I love that when you get right up at the pitch of a roof. Even the way that it's been done with the plasterwork, just a little bit of soft radius, just makes it that little bit more gentle to the eye, doesn't it? And the other thing that I think is smart in this room is taking the step to not cover this up. Well, I'm pleased you did it.
Yeah.
It's absolutely right to leave this exposed. I think as a restoration job, dragging a building into the 21st century, this really does it.
Yeah, we're still keeping the character.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's coming.
And then through to yet another really good-sized bathroom. That bath is stunning. Love that. I'll tell you what, you've just got it in.
Yeah.
Crikey.
Yeah.
But I'll tell you what, this room actually feels small compared to the other bathrooms and the other bedrooms that you've got. But it's still big. You compare this to most of the bathrooms in people's houses, you'd be chuffed to bits with this. You've got a full-on walk-in shower, 2 sinks, big bath, big skylight.
Yeah.
But it does feel small. I haven't been in the atrium yet.
Have you not? Oh,
Come on.
Best bit.
Come on.
Passing through the kitchen, you now enter a truly unique extension to Mike's living space, the covered atrium.
Actually feels a bit surreal because you do feel like you're walking to an outdoor courtyard garden space, but you're still inside.
Well, this is where, you know, the other blinder that Matt played with, keeping this, because the original planning permission when we bought it was for this to all be demolished. So this was all to come down and just have that as the house.
Which is
and
mad.
Then,
Which is mad, isn't it? I mean,
I
it's bonkers, that.
They actually said we'd prefer to see something that made use of it rather than demolishing it, because you're demolishing half the character of you know, the history of why the place was built.
Yeah. It actually works really well. It's like having a little internal courtyard linked to your house and linked to the great outdoors. Fantastic.
Mike has spent £230,000 building a luxurious home that's bang up to date, while preserving its historic industrial heritage.